Hello everyone, welcome back to my Eruption of Shame, where we look at games which are added to my mountain that might show up on the channel at some point, and of course games that you can get yourself by buying into the Humble Choice or Amazon Prime bundles. Amazon Prime. So yes. Today we're looking at a whole new bundle of games, and I've got to say, after my initial look, I'm actually not that disappointed. I think this could actually be quite a good little bundle, but let's have a deeper look, shall we? Now, there are a few things to note here, which are important to note. First of all, Deep Rock Galactic. It says here, Deep Rock Galactic plus 65% off the Ultimate Bundle coupon. Now, this sounds pretty damn bad. It sounds like another time they're just trying to upsell some DLCs, and quite frankly, I think there would be no harm, no foul in actually giving us those DLCs, because 99% of people won't care for them, won't need them, because they are completely cosmetic. With them being completely cosmetic, and I actually mean that, it doesn't really matter as much that we don't get them. So I'm actually okay with this. For the first game in general, Deep Rock Galactic is a fantastic co-op delving game. It's got a lot of mystery to it. So I played it mostly in early access. It has since came out with a bunch of new patches. So I'm actually going to probably go back and play it since I'm actually happy to have a second copy. There's a few people I've said to, but in the past, hey, would you like to play Deep Rock Galactic? And they didn't own it or didn't have the money for it. So now they own it, and now they'll have the money for it. At least one person will. I've got other. So I just go to the side in that regards. But honestly, no, this is a great game, not only to be included in the bundles as a main game, but also it's a great game even if you own it, because you can give it away to your friends. And quite frankly, I think that's one of the best things about Humble Bundle. So fantastic, beautiful. The game itself is a lot of fun. You go down to deepest depths of this planet. You keep finding different resources, different perils, different problems. There's a progression system which helps you get better as you go on. It's just relaxing and intriguing and interesting, and can be fast paced. It's just really, really fun. Okay, so Deep Rock Galactic, beautiful game to have in the bundle. Just starting off with. Now, Necromunda Hired Gun. This is one that I don't remember, but I have it on my wish list. So I'm happy to see it here, because it's another game which I clearly was interested in the past. It's got a big price tag on it, and now we're going to get to play it. So let's watch the video and see what this one's about then. Oh, shoot. Sorry. So there we go. Now, as far as I understand, Necromunda is a Warhammer game. Now, if you know anything about Warhammer, it's basically that they will accept anyone making a Warhammer game for any purpose. And that has led to some really, really shitty Warhammer games over time. But it's also led to some really good Warhammer games over time. So, you know.
Yeah, okay. Let's go. Necromunda is the greatest hive world in all of the Imperium, with cities that rise from the ash wastes, like sheer mountain peaks. Hired guns navigate the ocean of crime and corruption to balance this bloody ecosystem. So what's ailing you, stranger? Is it the gangs, the mutants, or the heretics? For the right price, we can be your weapon. And weapons don't differentiate.
So yeah, I'm actually like totally on board for that game. Just saying. It sounds fantastic. I love the aesthetic of Warhammer. I always have. I love the storyline of Warhammer, as dark and as horrible as it is. And quite frankly, I love the idea of a Doom-like game. I love the idea of a Doom-like game in the underbellies of a Warhammer 40,000 world. So it's fantastic. Fast-paced indie fast-paced FPS, exactly what I want. Endless weapon augmentation and customization, upgraded fancy level up has got bounties, so it's got a little bit of RPG elements in there. Honestly, this game sounds great. I am totally looking forward to playing this one. Now, Legion TD is also an interesting one because I think I vaguely remember the first one, but and I actually really like tower defense games, but it's not on my wish list. Like, why didn't I wishlist this one? That's the question. I guess we should probably look at this one too. I feel like I am sorry if this ad's playing, or if this area is muted. I'm guessing this music is totally copywritten. In fact, let's just... Yeah, I'm just going to mute the sound. That way at least you'll be able to hear me. Oh, I see why I wouldn't have wanted it. It's less a tower defense game and more people versus people. It's also giving me real Warcraft vibes, so I'm guessing this is based off a map. In fact, I do remember there being a map for Warcraft 3 called Legion TD, so I'm guessing it's based on that. Look, it's not what I really love, but it's got a very high, very positive review. Its cost is around $30. Honestly, I prefer solid, proper tower defense game rather than, well, tower defenses based on heroes. But that being said, like, it looks cool. I'll play it for a bit. I see no problem with this being included in a bundle, so that's good. Let me go back and... Sorry, I didn't mean to get on. Legend of Keepers. So, another one which I hadn't really heard of much before. It says it's dungeon management and roguelite. Those are two things I love. So, I am, once again, totally on board with this one. Like, quite frankly, this bundle has clearly been made for me. I love most of these genres, so that is fantastic news. So yeah, Legend of Keepers, it's very positively reviewed, $30. Yep. And none of these games seem to have been given out in bundles before, which is good because there's been so many bundles, so many games. Like, I don't think I've seen any of these in many bundles before. Otherwise, I'd own them because I've been buying pretty much every bundle since I started the channel. Lawn Mowing Simulator. Oh, how I wish it wasn't Lawn Mowing Simulator and was instead Power Wash Simulator. This game is one of those simulators of meme importance that reached prominence just recently for its release and got really, really popular for a brief period. I personally thought Power Wash Simulator sounded more interesting, but I'm not going to say no to having it. It wasn't on my wish list or anything. I probably wouldn't have ever picked it up on my own, even if it did look okay. But hey, looks like an interesting one. So yeah. Banners of Ruin, another looks like this was the indie RPG. $30, very positive once again. Looks like another turn-based card game similar to Slay the Spire or similar. Maybe it's a deck builder, hopefully. Hopefully it's a deck builder. And I'm okay with that. Once again, some people really don't like the fact that it gives out an indie deck builder in Humble quite regularly, but I actually really like these games, so I am a-okay with that personally. Yes, Your Grace, this is a story-based management game where you're living in an attack, or you've got an upcoming attack on your kingdom. This is one I watched many a true nerd play, and put it on my wish list almost as soon as I watched it, because I thought, wow, this looks really cool. It's one I've had my eye on for a while. It's been on my wish list for a while. I'm looking forward to playing it. I think this will be a fun game. 85% positive, $30, fantastic. Very happy to see it here. And finally, trudeaugrad. So I actually had the original of this one on my wish list, but never got it. This is a standalone sequel. So I'll probably have to get my hands on the original one at some point. And essentially, it is old school Fallout style stuff. Like, it's a CRPG in a post-apocalyptic world. So, yeah, not more to say. These games can either be fantastic or horrible. It looks like this one is fantastic, with 92% positive. So even though it's not the most expensive item, or not the most expensive item in the bundle, the most expensive item in the game, it is by far, probably, I mean, it's not the one I'm most excited about. That'd be Necromunda, but it's getting there, you know? Like, I'm okay with this. This whole bundle is a surprising return to form when compared to the last 2 or 3 months where I pretty much was just like, yeah, no. Like, I owned most of the previous months. Like, I owned Skyward Squadrons, I owned Game Deck, I owned Spellcasting University because I backed it on Kickstarter. Command and Conquer I owned. Yes, I owned it on Steam, but honestly, I don't need it on Origin. So, and, yeah. So, the last few months were very, very disappointing to me. I think this month is by far the best month we have had. So that is good. So I'm very happy about that. Anyway, let's go look at the Amazon bundle, because usually when the Humble bundle's bad, the Amazon bundle is fantastic. Unfortunately, we're looking at the opposite here. So the the Prime Gaming had its interesting thing. It was in the right place before. Why is it not now? All right. Prime Gaming had its Prime Day, and thus it released or re-released around 20 titles onto its Prime sale. The Dark Tide Detective, Rain World, etc., etc. I'm not going to talk about all these here now because I've already talked about them. I had a mid-month thing. There are a few standout titles here for me, like The 8 Doors. I played a video of that. It was very good. Quite a lot of fun. And which was the other one? Metronomicon is something I've been looking forward to for a while. I thought that was good. Darkside Detective's good. I've done a video of Serial Cleaner before. That was fun. So there are a lot of good games in that bottom area, but we're obviously going to focus more on the games that are new, which this month is only 4, which is fine, TM. But it's not really the best selection. So we got Maniac Mansion, Suzerain, Fishing North Atlantic, and Fel Seal. So on paper, they look pretty good. Now, Maniac Mansion is an odd one. It's very, very old, from 1987. It's basically the prelude of Day of the Tentacle. Now, Day of the Tentacle was included in a 2016 bundle on Humble, the Day of the Devs bundle. So you may actually already have this in the form of Day of the Tentacle, because Day of the Tentacle actually contained the full Maniac Mansion game within it. So this is a really weird choice for me. It's very aged, and I see why they're doing it, because they've pretty much given out every other LucasArts adventure game at this point. Hell, if you told me as a kid that I was eventually going to be given all these LucasArts adventure games for free, I would be stoked. Like, absolutely, just so stoked. Like, I still, have they finished the dig yet? I always want to finish the dig. I don't think I ever finished the dig. Loom's a good one. You actually have to write down a bunch of stuff. I love Full Throttle. That had a remaster that came out. So that's good. So you even got the tentacles in the background there, which is funny. But anyway, yeah, so it's basically you choose one of multiple characters, and depending on who you choose, you go through and you do an adventure game. Old school, point and click, very dated. It's not from the golden age, at least in my opinion. It's a few years before. I think the golden age of Scum started with, to me personally, with Monkey Island, the very first original one, and ended at the end after Curse of Monkey Island came out, because there wasn't much more that came out after Curse. After that point, Scum was pretty much dead, and we didn't see any more return to form in adventure games until Telltale came out. And Telltale was fine. I like Telltale, but I've got to admit, it's point-and-click RPGs seemed a little bit less, because they were all really, really short, as opposed to the original Sam & Max, for example, which we did get in a bundle recently. Basically, they seem like they're not as long and they're not as hard. They're more flash, which is fine. Like some of them, they always had a musical piece in them, and I love that. Anyway, Suzerain, as I've written up top here, it was in the April 2022 choice, so you may already own this game, so you may not be as excited about it. Either way, it still looks like a good game. I personally still haven't played it yet. I want to, I will, but I just haven't yet. That being said, it's not a bad game to be in the Prime bundle. It's just been so recently given that a lot of you, this will mean nothing to you, because you already have it on Steam, and most people prefer Steam because they can have their achievements, they can have their tracking of how much of the game they play, etc. 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 You know, like this, yeah. Good game if you don't already have it. Good game if you're just one of those people who is just like living off the living off someone else's Steam, Amazon Prime, and just enjoying their benefits. That's fine. But yeah, kind of a shame. Next one, Fishing North Atlantic, is the first one which I could not find has been in another bundle, or another place. I think this is a whole new thing. I don't think I've ever seen it be thrown out. I could be wrong on that. It's just a simulator game. It honestly, I mean, it's got very positive reviews. It's probably not going to be my sort of game. Am I happy to have it? I mean, I guess so. I'm happy to have any games, really. So yes, but does it have the Scallops expansion pack? Doesn't say. Oh, well, that's a shame, because we'll never get to play with the greatness that is the Scallop expansion pack, which I assume just lets you get scallops, right? Bluefin tuna, lobster, and swordfish, known for one of the largest scallop fishing industries in the world. I gotta say, a lot of these simulator games really do a good job at selling themselves, so I can't blame them for that. And finally, Fel Seal. Now, this one hasn't been in a bundle for a while. I thought it had been one recently, because I was like, I've already owned this game, and that's a little bit odd. March 2022 choice. So, this is one that's in the March 2022 choice. Honestly, it screams Final Fantasy Tactics to me. But a more adult Final Fantasy Tactics game. I was very excited when I got this in Humble Bundle originally. I was like, this is going to be a fantastic game. Haven't played it yet. Obviously, that's why it's on my mountain. Everything's on my mountain. It's all on my mountain. But looks like a fantastic pickup if you don't already have it. The art style, like, it looks like it's a hand-painted backgrounds. Every sprite looks like it's been lovingly created. It just screams and oozes the charm. Oh, that's fantastic. It's a shark in water. I love it. It just oozes charm that you would have gotten in something like Final Fantasy Tactics. So, it's just great. It looks amazing. Very happy about that being there. Probably the highlight of the Amazon Prime selection in general. But a pretty small bundle, all things considered, because of the games they're already giving out, which is fair. I'm sure we'll see a return to form once these expire in 8 days. So, yeah, definitely worth claiming all these things. The Humble Choice, strange return to form. It's weird. I used to love every bundle that came out, and then it started hitting real rocks when they changed over this type of this choice, where they screwed us over about the Humble Rewards program. This is the first game. This is the first bundle in a long time that makes me be like, you know what? I'm glad I haven't cancelled yet. And that's saying something. Like, honestly, Necromunda, that's something I probably would have bought after a while when it went on a good enough sale. Yes, Your Grace, same thing. Like, these are games I would have purchased. These are games that I would have eventually gotten. So, and they're games I didn't already have, which is a key thing. So yeah, and they're all Steam as well, which is always helpful. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And don't worry about the exclusive content, the coupon. You do not need to get it. You just do not need to get it. Anyway, thank you all for joining my Eruption of Shame for July 2022. I'll look forward to seeing you again next month. Please remember to check out my other videos where I will be randomly playing games from my bundle, where I'm going through and playing Stardew Valley still actively. My final episode of my Freelancer series comes out today before we move on to Discovery. So that should be fun if you're interested in Freelancer. I've also been playing Suzerain Fate on Saturdays on a stream, and I've been playing Pokemon Arceus, although that one's probably going to end next week or the week after. I believe I've got a special stream coming up on Saturday instead of Arceus. Arceus on Saturday, Suzerain is on Sunday. And yeah, just bunches of games coming out soon. So for a Mountain, of course, as well. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying the channel so far. If you are, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm still very new. I'm relying on organic growth, which is probably a mistake, but I'm not trying, because this is just a hobby. This is just me trying to be passionate about something I love. I'm not going out of my way to really push this on everyone. So I do really appreciate every subscription, every person who likes, and every person who comes back and comments. I will respond to as many comments as I possibly can. I'm always happy to see your responses. If you ever see a game that you want me to play more of on my Mountain, just poke me and tell me. As long as I haven't had to do a massive amount of censoring to keep my real name or other name out of it, then I'm more than happy to keep playing it and showing it off. And that's that, basically. Thank you for joining me today on my Eruption. I'll see you next time. Bye.